What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's edition of the Twilight 9 card, but we're changing the name this week. We're going to do a little bit more full of a preview, course, weather, key stats, and then get into the best bets for the week. We're going to be calling it The Range, a brand new segment for Twilight 9. Get you ready for the week. So we called it The Range, very easy. But let's jump into it for the US Open. We're at Torrey Pines. We're on the South Course, the home of Tiger Woods' 2008 US Open win. It's a par 71, gonna play right around 76 to 7,700 yards. Reese Jones recently came in 2019 and did a redesign, added some length, added some other things to the golf course. We're gonna go bent grass greens this week with a little bit of Poana mixed in. The weather, it is San Diego weather this week. It is gonna be mid 70s. All week long, Thursday through Sunday. I think the highest percent chance of rain is like 6%, and the wind, it's not really blowing. I think the max that I saw projected is right around 10 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour. It is going to be a beautiful weekend for the US Open, and it might help with the scoring a little bit too. So a couple of the key stats. The first one being driving distance. At the US Open, the rough is up, the fairways are tight, so you'd rather drive it long than short. If the fairways are going to be tough to hit for everybody, I'd rather be hitting sand wedge or wedge out of the rough compared to 7-iron. So driving distance always matters. If you go back to champions, Brooks, Gary Woodland at Pebble, Bryson DeChambeau at Winged Foot, what do all these guys do? They bomb the golf ball. So driving distance really matters this week. The second one being your short game and putting really has to be good. It matters in every single major championship all year long. Your short game and your putting really has to be on that week. All right, with that out of the way, let's jump into our best bets. And the first one being Patrick Reed. He just won the Farmers back here in January, so he already had proven he can win at this golf course. He is going to look to join a short list of players that have won a PGA Tour event and a US Open at the same golf course in the same year. The other ones being Ben Hogan, Tiger Woods, and Jack Nicklaus. The dude just really liked US Opens. He was T13 at Winged Foot, solo 4th at Shinnecock, T13 at Erin Hills. His game just fits a US Open. So we're gonna go Patrick Reed for a top 20 at even money. This next one, the kid just performs at major championships. That is Mr. Will Zalatoris. In 3 majors this season, his worst finish was a T8 at the PGA. He was a runner-up at Augusta National and T6 at the US Open in Winged Foot. I think his game is just built for a US Open. He drives it long, 25th on tour, and he's one of the best iron players on tour. He's 3rd in strokes gained approach, so when he misses fairways, he's able to recover very nicely. And back in January, he finished inside the top 10 at the Farmers. We're gonna go Willie Z, top 20 at plus 145. Viktor Hovland, one of the young kids, a stud. He's going to win a major championship here in the next few years. He's never finished outside the top 35 in a major. He finished T13 at Winged Foot earlier this season and was one of the runner-ups to Patrick Reed at the Farmers back in January. Off the tee, he's pretty long, averaging over 301 and hits a decent amount of fairways at around 63%. His other US Open start was at Pebble and he finished T12. So his game fits a US Open. We're going to go Viktor Hovland, top 20 for plus 105. Back at the Farmers, our guy Max Homa won us some money, so I think we're just going to go right back to him. I think we bet him on a top 40 finish. He ended up finishing inside the top 20. He hasn't really shown much in major championships so far in his career, so this is going to have to be his first really good start. His accuracy has been a lot better with the driver over his last 2 starts compared to his season-long average. We're going to go Max Homa for a top 40 finish at plus 130. We had to go with the hometown kid, Xander Schauffele. I would feel really stupid if he ends up winning and he's not on the card. In 4 solo starts since the match play, he's made 3 cuts, his worst finish being a T14 at the Wells Fargo. And he was one of the runner-ups to Patrick Reed at the Farmers back in January. His record at the US Open, 5th, T3, T6, T5. I guess you could say he likes the US Open, so we're going to go to Xander Schauffele for a top 10 at plus 170. Scottie Scheffler, he's still looking for his first PGA Tour win, and I think his game could fit Torrey Pines pretty nicely. He's 35th in driving distance, 41st in driving accuracy, and on the year, he's 108th in strokes gained approach, but over his last 36 rounds, he's actually 41st, so that's huge. His last start was a solo 3rd at the Memorial, and he just tied for 8th down at the PGA. He's finished inside the top 20 in his last 4 major championship appearances, and if you go back to the beginning of 2020, no one has been better than Scottie Scheffler in major championships. He's 18 under, so we're gonna go Scottie Scheffler top 20 for plus 155. And to finish up, we had to put the guy on the card, Rory Mcllroy. He's looking for his first major championship victory since 2014, his 5th overall. His last 2 appearances in the US Open have been top 10s. He'll feel comfortable at Torrey this week. His last 3 starts at the Farmers, T16, T3, T5. On the year, he's second in driving distance, averaging over 318 yards, so that'll help. His accuracy is down right around 55%, but everybody's going to miss fairways this week, so it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. We're going to go Rory Mcllroy for a top 10 at plus 200. And that's it, guys. That's the very first episode of The Range, brought to you by Twilight 9. I could not wait to watch the US Open this weekend at Torrey Pines. The golf course looks beautiful. The weather is going to be fantastic. So enjoy the golf this weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week.